Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me here today as always. And let me see, it's an overcast, hot day today in St. Louis, Missouri. It's going to be 100 degrees. Hope it's a little cooler wherever you are in the world today. And we are going to continue with the book, The Power is Within. We are on our location 454, chapter 6, Paint by Belief. But before we begin, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And welcome to my new subscribers. I appreciate you because without you, what's the point of me being here? And anything I give to you comes back to me multiplied. So that's what I get out of this. By encouraging you and lifting you up, I am lifted up and encouraged multiplicatively. That's a difficult word to say. Multiplied. How about that? Okay, let's go. Paint by belief. You've taken the difficult step of intentionally examining what's bothering you and listed each item on a piece of paper. You have done that, haven't you? It's very important to do that because it's different than just having it twirling around in your head. It's amazing how many people will not write down their goals for fear of making them real. If you have them in your head, it's like if you don't do them or you don't move toward them, it's not as condemning for you. But when you put them on paper and write them down, they become real. And the same as your problems and these things that swirl around in your head and talked about by the committee, as we call it sometimes, that those voices in your head. You can control those voices. I'm not talking about audible voices, although I have known people, that have had audible voices in their head. I think it's schizophrenia. But the only difference between those voices and the other voices people talk about, which is really just your thoughts, was this person heard them audibly. But we all have those conversations going in our heads, and we need to learn how to control those inner conversations and steer them in the direction of our desires instead of arguing with our spouse, our boss, our kids, or whatever they happen to be. You can control your inner conversations. Mind and speech is a gift of the gods, and with them you will be brought into the troop of the gods. Okay. You've taken the even more difficult step of speaking these truths into the world and made yourself vulnerable, by sharing them with someone else. You're only as sick as your secrets. Okay. You did reach down into every dark cranny of the past, revealing those things you wanted to take to the grave with you, didn't you? If not, get that down on paper and share that with your trusted friend. Then we can proceed. You have to get this garbage out. This garbage that you've carried around for years, or baggage as some people call it, weighs you down and blocks off that power that you need to achieve the desires that you were born with, what you're really truly here to do. That's what blocks you off. I don't care how much you believe in the law of attraction, you practice affirmations, you will never achieve your heartfelt desires until you get this stuff out of the way. But let's say you did achieve them. If you do achieve them, you will self-sabotage and destroy them. Either way, you will not maintain any achievement of any worth, of any value, if you don't get these things out. And you must have contentment of spirit, of mind, of body, peace, and contentment. And you can only have that if you remove the garbage, or if you drink a lot or do a lot of drugs. That'll give you contentment and peace of mind. For a while, it works for some people for a long time. It worked for me for a long time, but finally it quit many years ago. Okay, it's kind of like a false god, if you want to look at it that way. But it works well when it works. At least it did for me. Okay. Now you know what is holding you back, and in many ways, how you're holding yourself back. Really, we hold ourselves back. Everything that we ever desire is right in front of us, but we can't see it because we have these blocks. And many people talk about, what do they call those hidden blocks, those things that are your subconscious blocks. Well, those will never come out unless you get out or get rid of the blocks that are apparent to you, the things that you consciously know about that are bothering you today. You have to uncover and discard those. And then if there are subconscious blocks, as we call them, they will rise to the surface and you can discard those also. Many times people worry about, well, how do I know I'm sabotaging myself and I don't know why I have subconscious blocks? Well, you don't know what they are. And you may say, well, I don't know what they are. How can I get rid of them? Well, you can't, but you have to get rid of what is on the surface, what you are consciously aware of. And when you get rid of those, guess what? These ones that you are not sure about or you don't know what they are, they will rise to the surface and you will recognize them and be able to discard those. But you will never discover them unless you discard what is on the level of conscious awareness now. Take care of those things. You know where your faults lie, as always within you. You haven't uncovered every issue yet, but neither have I. And I've been at this a lot longer than most of you. Okay, now it's time to start finding solutions. They exist in the same place as the problems, right inside of you. Yes, you have the solutions within yourself. The problems lie within yourself. Most of your problems most of your problems lie within yourself. But the good news is the solutions arise out of the same place. To discover the solutions to the problems you are creating for yourself is very similar to discovering the problems in the first place. They are two sides of the same coin. You have to dedicate and discipline yourself in this step. You have to be like the miner searching for gold in the dark caverns of the earth, never relenting until he finds what he's looking for. And what you are looking for are the blockages that keep you powerless. You're lacking power. You need a power greater than yourself, greater than your conscious, rational 2 + 2 = 4 mind. The mind you use to try to figure everything out. Because the bigger part of you has ways and means that you know not of achieving your desires. You just have to allow it to come to pass. And you can't allow it to come to pass if you don't get rid of this garbage, because that will cause you to stop everything, to destroy whatever is coming to you. You have already uncovered some of these, no doubt. You may have realized it by now. If you stole, of course, you need to repay the person, individual, or institution. But the blockage is not just the act of admitting, but the ability to let go of the shame and guilt of having done it. This step, like many on the journey of growth and enlightenment, is both easy and difficult. All you have to do is ask that these feelings be removed from you. There is nothing else you can do. You can't physically have them removed. They aren't physical. You can't rationalize them away. You did them, or they were done to you. Either way, they had an impact that was real, and you can't atone for them in some way. There is no repentance, no payment that can be made to some account in order to resolve you out of this situation. Of course, you need to, as I said, pay back the people you owe. There are many ways to do that. I'll give you an example. If you stole from Walmart, which many people do because they think, Walmart's got a lot of money. More than likely, if you go back there and tell them that, you may be arrested, but more than likely, nobody's going to know what to do. So what you can do when you go through the automatic checkout lanes and you have a product, just ring it up 4 or 5 times more. Okay, instead of just ringing it up once, do it 4 or 5 times more, or however many times it takes to eventually pay back the value of whatever you stole. Okay, you're giving back what you have taken. And this is not for Walmart. They're not going to go broke because of what you've taken from them. This is for yourself. This clears you up and relieves you from the burden of guilt. It's simple. There are many ways to make amends to people. Some people you may have to go back directly to and confront them. Some you may not. This is why you have this trusted friend to help you and guide you through this situation. Okay. That only thing that can remove these blockages is belief that they can be removed. And therein lies the difficulty. Asking for removal is easy. Believing in it is mental and emotional gymnastics. According to your belief, it will be done for you or to you. You have to believe. Everything comes down to your belief. What do you believe? If you didn't believe that you could have more, be more, or change, you wouldn't be reading this book and you wouldn't be watching this video. So right there is evidence of your faith. Your faith or your belief is always evidenced by your actions. If you don't believe something will work, you will not use it or take any action towards achieving or doing whatever it is you want. Always your actions are based on your belief or your faith. So that's something to remember throughout your day today. What actions are you taking? They will uncover your belief. I gotta go. We're really busy in my construction business and I got a lot of stuff to do. So thanks for joining me, and check out my website at marksinspiration.com. Got my 2 books, Coming Back Home, The True Adventure of Mark Daniels, and The Power is Within, the book we're reading today. Both available on Amazon, and pick up your copy today. I gotta go, man. See you later. Have a great day.